So you may be a runner and could be experiencing runner's trots. Well, in this video today, we'll explain exactly what runner's trots is, why do you get them, and at the very end of the video, I'm going to give you a ton of tips on what you can do to make sure you don't go when you're in that run. Guys, let's talk about poop. Howdy y'all, Dr. Samir here, aka your poop guru, trying to give you the best tips and tricks to help out with your health. If you haven't already, don't forget to smash that like button, share, and subscribe. And if you haven't, don't forget to subscribe to a weekly newsletter where you can join the Pooper Trooper crew who gets all the weekly tips that I give to everyone and my patients. Don't forget to click that link down below. So imagine you're running, you're on that 5K, you're huffing, you're puffing, you're almost at the finish line. Then all of a sudden, you hear the rumble in your tummy and you know what that means. Diarrhea or bowel movements are about to happen. Runner trots is a very common problem that a lot of endurance athletes and runners have. It is such an annoying issue. What do? Do you go to the side and maybe poop? Do you maybe poop on yourself as you're running? Do you just sprint to the end and then use the restroom immediately? Well, in this video, I'm gonna give you my recommendations on what you can do to nip it in the bud. So why exactly does this occur? Well, we know it could be due to a lot of different reasons. One thing I do want to let you know is that this is a very common problem to have. You are not alone. And also, more importantly, it is not pathological. It is not a sign of cancer, Crohn's, colitis. Now, if you have other GI issues on top of that, or if you have gut issues beyond running or doing athletics, then it might be another condition. But if it's strictly whenever you're doing exercise or running, it is a very common problem. One of the first reasons is a mechanical problem. Now, when you're running, you're doing exercising, guess what you're doing? You're jogging. And when you're jogging and jostling, all that jostling and rumbling and swishing of things inside your GI tract can actually cause a mechanical problem. Running is hard not only on your joints, but on your gut and your intestines. As you're running, as your foot hits that ground, that force shoots up from your ankles into your body. This force, for lack of a better term, emulsifies or liquefies the contents inside your gut. In addition, it will loosen your bowels and loosen your stools. It'll make things slip through a lot easier. And that is a natural consequence of that heavy exercise and that run. The second reason is actually a neurological reason. Now we have two main nervous systems. We have the parasympathetic and we have the sympathetic. So the parasympathetic is also called the rest and digest, where you're just chilling out, relaxing, not doing much. That's whenever you kind of rest and digest and start to move things going through. But you also have the sympathetic system where things are jacked up, you're hyped, your cortisol is going, your stress levels are high. This is called the flight or fight response. Now, when you're doing exercise, you're activating the sympathetic system. You are jacked up, you are running, you are puffing, you are exercising hard, and that increases that flight or fight response. As a consequence, blood flow shifts from areas that are not typically used, like your digestive tract, to go to areas that are more involved, like your muscles, your heart, your brain. And by doing that, you actually constrict those blood vessels going to your digestive tract to minimize the blood flow going there and increase the blood flow going to other places. So as a consequence, your GI tract gets less blood flow and less oxygen. And that loss of blood flow and oxygen to your gut will impair the normal function of your GI tract. It's not going to work as normally as what it would whenever you're chillaxing, resting, and digesting. So that over time can actually increase the permeability of what's going on inside your GI tract. You have more things that can pass through and more things that can pass in. Those tight junctions that are normally there, which keep things in, can get loosened up from that. And then as soon as you're done and you're chilling, all that blood flow goes back into your gut. It opens things up, more oxygen, more nutrients into your GI tract. And that reperfusion can really affect what's going on. It can make you have the urge to use the restroom. So this is also another reason whenever you stop doing a heavy exercise, you all of a sudden may have nausea, may have gut issues, maybe diarrhea and cramping as well. And this may lead to the post-run runs. I like that name. Post-run runs. Yes, Pretty cool name. A third reason is nutritional causes. Now, I know that me as an exercise freak, I am very big in terms of my nutrition, either pre-workout and post-workout as well. But some of those things we ingest, whether it's liquids or foods to help out with exercise, can make runner's trots a lot more difficult to handle. We know that carbohydrate ingestion, either pre-workout, during the workout, or post-workout, can really affect what's going on inside your guts. Especially those sports drinks that have a very high carbohydrate concentration, above 6 to 8% of their total volume, are known to cause gut issues. And also foods that are known to sit in your GI tract and delay the emptying of what is going on. Foods that are high in fiber, high in fat, can make it more difficult to digest and also lead to worsening gut issues. And then lastly, psychological factors play a role. If you have pre-race jitters, if you're nervous, if this is your first race, you have a lot of competition, that stress response inside here will manifest inside your GI tract to cause worsening bowel issues and diarrhea as well. So now that we talked about what causes it, what can we do to fix the problem? Number one, consider slowing down. So remember, when you're running and jogging, all that mechanical stress on your gut can emulsify or liquefy what's going on. Well, one easy fix is just to slow a little bit down. Maybe do a slow jog when you're having gut issues that will lessen the stress on your joints and your gut and hopefully release some of those issues that are going on. Number two, find the right beverage. Very few athletes really understand the impact that carbohydrates has on your GI tract. And many athletes will overindulge on their carbohydrates in the hopes of maybe getting an advantage, making sure they don't get tired, or to, I don't know, maybe they heard this on some YouTube channel or Instagram, or who knows. You need to find the right combination of carbohydrates to optimize your exercise health without causing gut issues. So most sports drinks have a combination of glucose, fructose, maltodextrin, and other alcohols to give you the right balance of taste, nutritional value, and electrolyte replenishment. What you want to do is find that combination in roughly 6 to 8%. That is the optimal amount of carbohydrates you need in a beverage drink to get you the right nutrition without having gut issues. Number three, watch what you eat before you race. Foods that are high in fiber, high in fat will just sit in your gut and not want to move. That's such a pain.
Fettuccine Alfredo. Time to carbo load. Oh, Alfredo sauce. I'm getting a stitch. Oh, God.
Don't carb load before a big race, guys. It is not going to help out. In addition, foods that are high in FODMAPs can really cause gut issues. I'll put a link right here about what those particular foods are. You want to be on a low residual diet before you have a big race. This will make it easier to digest and not have as much gut issues. Hey, if you're watching this video, I really would appreciate it if you smash that like button and comment it down below. Next, use water. Yeah, guess what? Water works. It is simple. It doesn't have any of the other carbohydrates that are there. It keeps you hydrated. It's free. It's fantastic. Use water. It's simple as that. Number 5, train your gut. Runner's trots or runner's diarrhea can also be a consequence of not having a gut that's trained for exercise. You need intestinal fortitude. You can basically train your gut to make sure you don't have any gut issues when you're running by regularly ingesting foods and fluids when you're working out. Over time, your gut will adapt, will know what's going on, and it should hopefully prevent any gut issues from occurring. And over time, your body will adapt. It'll absorb those nutrients quicker. It'll get it out of your GI tract faster. It'll metabolize a lot more effectively the more you train your gut. And it typically only takes about 3 or 4 days for your gut to get used to a certain protocol. And then after that, you can advance even more until your gut is fully trained. There was a study to show this. Runners who got a glucose and fructose rich drink during the runs for 2 weeks actually improved their guts during exercise on a 3-hour challenge. And this challenge basically was consuming about 30 grams of carbohydrates every 20 minutes during a very heavy exercise. And over time, these runners got fewer and fewer gut issues. And as an added benefit, they actually improved their performance by 5%. And then lastly, Eat foods to help prevent diarrhea. There are foods out there that we use naturally to help minimize the diarrhea and gut issues that you may be having. Foods like bananas, pretzels, peanut butter, water, like I mentioned before, can really help to minimize diarrhea issues and help prevent runner's trots. And then one bonus tip I'm going to recommend for you. See, if you're watching towards the end, see what you get. I'm here for y'all. So one tip that I recommend is that these sports gels or energy bars have a lot of ingredients that can make gut issues worse. They have caffeine, they have sugar alcohols. I would not recommend that because this is a very common reason why you may be having diarrhea, gut issues, and just not feeling very good. Eliminate that. Especially don't try this as a new thing on the day of the race. Come on! You don't want to mess up that race, guys. That's what we need. We need you to be ready so you can win that race. So these are my tips I recommend for runner's diarrhea. My question today for you, what have you tried? What tips do you have? Did you find this list helpful? Comment down below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. But thank you for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button. Like, share, and subscribe, and join the rest of the Pooper Troopers. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to a weekly newsletter where you can get great tips and tricks like you learned today. Hope you guys have a happy and healthy day. And guys, don't forget, let's talk about poop. Thank you guys.